The opening night, Frank Sinatra was an opener on the bill.
Der Stream wird jetzt gestartet.
Ja, dann kann ich meine
Aufnahme
Aufnahme starten. Okay.
Rolling Stones, Nirvana, Prince, Elton John, Lately,
Hallo und herzlich willkommen zur Scheiße.
So. Ja, moin liebe Zuschauer und herzlich willkommen zum EA Stream von, vom EA Play Live Press Conference for 2018. Und ja, wir reacten heute quasi darauf, was die denn da heute ankündigen.
Okay, ja, genau. Und dann würde ich sagen, ich starte meine Aufnahme jetzt auch mal.
Achso.
Hallo und herzlich willkommen zurück bei der Gamerpraxis. Wir gucken uns heute die EA Live-Konferenz 2018 an von der E3, also die EA Play-Konferenz. Und ja, es geht gleich los und mal gucken, ob sie was Interessantes vorstellen. Ich hoffe ja auf irgendwas mit Star Wars und Plants vs. Zombies. Aber ja, 30 Sekunden noch. Ich mache auch mal den Ton gleich an und ja.
So.
Und bei Trailern werden wir dann halt leise sein.
Ja. So. Und los geht's.
Ich mache das jetzt mal ein bisschen lauter.
Oh my gosh, how cool was that? So that was Anthem. We're going to talk about that a little bit later in the show. But welcome everybody to EA Play. I'm Andrea Renee, and while you might recognize me from the gaming community, I'm kind of a new face around here. So this year, EA wanted to change things up because they know that I'm both a gamer and a fan. So they invited me to come and host the show. And I think this year is going to be a lot of fun, you guys. I hope you're ready because we're about to kick the press conference off. But before we do that, EA Play is more than just the show you're about to watch. Right behind these doors, there is a fan fest outside, and it is huge this year. It's a full 3-day gaming festival where thousands of gamers can come and play games for free. Now, inside the theater here, there are hundreds of community members from all over the world who are going to be capturing, streaming, and getting their first impressions of the games that we're going to be showing off here today. But before we can get to that, we've got some reveals, of course. We're going to kick things off with a look at Battlefield 5 multiplayer. Now, I know Trevor Noah gave you the first look. Yeah, we can clap it up.
Okay,
last month, but we've got some new stuff to show you today. Then we're going to move on to FIFA 19, and boy, do they have some big news, you guys. Any World Cup fans? You guys excited? Yeah, it's going to be awesome. Then we've got 2 new indie games to share, and then I'm going to come back towards the end of the show with some of my favorite developers to give you guys a nice, meaty look at Anthem. And of course, yeah, we got the woos for Anthem. I'm into it. You want to do this with me? Well, wouldn't it be fun, you guys, if I told you all the secrets at once, right? Well, give him a break. He needs to just enjoy the show. So without further ado, let's get things started.
Also es könnte immer überraschend vorgestellt werden.
Ja.
Das ist das Einzige, was mich halt gerade bei der Stange hält.
Ich meine, es wurde ja auch irgendwie was Star Wars mäßiges im Trailer gezeigt, also da wird was kommen, denke ich.
Die machen das immer ganz gerne am Ende der Show, irgendwas anzuzeigen. Was haben die uns jetzt vom Multiplayer gezeigt, was sie gesagt haben?
Nix.
Right, it's time to kick this thing off. It's been 2 weeks since the reveal of Battlefield 5. And you know what? It's been exciting, there's been a lot of speculation, and so many brilliant remixes of a reveal trailer. But there's also been lots and lots of questions from the community. And we've heard you want to see more gameplay innovations. You want to know how customization actually works. You want to know more about our take on the Second World War. So today, we'll show you more gameplay and what this is the deepest.
Nee, ich muss dich nur ein bisschen leiser stellen, weil du hast extrem übersteuert.
Okay.
You will be able to dive and smash
Also
through
es sieht nicht schlecht aus, es sieht halt wie
windows.
immer super aus, aber...
Where previously defenses were stationary, you will now be able to move these weapons around the
Zweiter
battlefield
Weltkrieg,
and gain
Alter, glaub ich
advantages.
was, ne?
And our renowned destruction system is back and more impactful than ever. So, well, you can't really hide from those pesky tanks anymore as they come chasing you for you, as they rip through those buildings. And you will now be able to customize your soldiers, your vehicles, and your weapons, not only for the gameplay, but for the looks, as part of our portrayal of the Second World War.
And that's just the tip of the iceberg in Battlefield 5. You're going to see a lot more of our new gameplay systems here at EA Play from our community. So let's talk about our single player in War Stories.
Yes, let's do that. So we want to tell you about those untold stories that got us excited to start with on this game. It's about, what you will see is really those moments of human heroism. It is about witnessing the war through the eyes of the men and the women who shaped the world forever. Real and relatable people facing the brutality of war. We started off by an exclusive look at the Nordlys war story over at the Xbox briefing tomorrow.
Thanks, Lasse. Something not to miss tomorrow.
Xbox briefing, da gibt's den
just the
Rest.
beginning. You will all go on an expanding journey through the Second World War. No loot boxes, no premium pass.
Oh, das haben sie vorher schon
Every
angekündigt,
day
das ist gut.
will bring something new. And as part of that journey, after launch, you'll get something I know a lot of you have been asking for.
It's Royale. It's Royale reimagined for Battlefield. So we bring those pillars of Battlefield with destruction, team play, vehicles into this new experience. So we will bring you experience that you haven't played before in Battlefield or anywhere else. But more about that later this year.
So with that, it's time to show you what makes Battlefield
Battle
so
Royale
special.
gesagt? Nee,
It's
oder?
the unmatched intensity of our multiplayer sandbox.
nicht.
And this time, it's even more epic, fighting across multiple maps and modes. Welcome to your next Battlefield experience, and this is your first look at ground operations. And this time, even featuring music.
Was denn?
Alles gut. Hat kurz gestoppt. Also sieht halt schon gut aus, aber es interessiert mich einfach nicht.
reizt mich halt null.
Ja, aber gut sieht es halt schon aus.
Ja, von der Grafik her kannst du nicht sagen.
Tschüss!
Quando eu era criança, sempre sonhei em tornar-me campeão.
Und jetzt kommt
É
FIFA.
preciso determinação
Ja, das erkennt
e
halt
vontade de
sofort.
vencer.
Ja.
Até mesmo nos momentos mais difíceis, tu tens de continuar a acreditar.
Trailer sehen halt immer gut aus.
Esta é a tua oportunidade de te mostrar.
Die machen so, als ob Fußball sowas
Du bist ein
Episches
Champion.
wäre.
Ja.
Haben die jetzt Champions League?
Ja, das ist Champions League.
Ja, deswegen. Weil die Champions League war ja bei Pro Evolution Soccer, wie es jetzt wird.
Okay.
Und es gibt halt wirklich. Es gab halt die Gerüchte oder es gibt oder es steht, ich weiß nicht, dass sie zu EA gehen. Ich bin mal gespannt.
Okay.
Weil das ist doch die Musik von Champions League.
Ja.
Champions Rise.
Viel zu episch für Fußball.
Jetzt geht er kaputt dran.
That's the UEFA Champions League, the pinnacle of club football, where the world's best clubs compete, and icons of the game like Gerrard and Cruyff cemented their legacies. The world's biggest league joins the world's game. And a special thanks to the legendary Hans Zimmer and LA's own Vince Staples for collaborating with us on the trailer. And I really love the trailer because it captures our epic vision
Champions League
for how the Champions League comes to life in FIFA 19. And Lena's going to tell you a little bit more about that.
As Aaron said, the UEFA Champions League is an amazing addition for the game. It's where football's biggest heroes like Ronaldo and Neymar clash every year. And it's the place where champions rise.
Ronaldo
And you've been
Witz.
asking for this for a long time, and we are thrilled that it's here.
Das war doch der
And
immer
that's why
rumheult, ne,
we're
auf dem
bringing the
Feld.
Champions League across the
Ja.
game.
Du rührst ihn und
Will
er
be
weint.
an authentic Champions League tournament mode. Your club will chase
Viel zu
this
viel
trophy
Theater.
in career mode. Alex Hunter will pursue Champions League glory in your story mode, The Journey, and in FIFA Ultimate Team there'll be live and authentic Champions League content. And we'll share more details on that along with all our
UEFA
other
Champions
Ultimate Team
League.
features later this summer.
And all that's just the beginning. As you know, the heart and soul of FIFA is gameplay. And this year, we're giving you the tools to control the pitch in every moment, from your tactical approach to the match to each technical touch. And we know how passionate you are about gameplay, so we've worked hard to shape and refine our vision for FIFA 19 with input from our community. From hands-on tests with beginners to detailed feedback sessions with FIFA pros. And we're going to be sharing a lot more about gameplay throughout the summer, but what I can tell you right now is that the quality bar in gameplay was raised yet again this year. So we look forward to everybody experiencing the game on the hands-on sessions this week. And also, of course, we're extremely
Haben Sie
excited
gerade Ihr
for everybody
eigenes
to play it when we
Gameplay
launch on
von den
September
letzten
28th.
Spielen als qualitatives,
And
langweiliges
that's our
Spiel
FIFA
gesagt?
19 news
Gesagt,
headlined by the
betitelt.
UEFA Champions League. But I just wanted
Ja,
to take a
scheint
minute
so.
Hat er
to
nicht,
pause and reflect.
wenn ich jetzt nicht in Erinnerung habe,
Standing next
hat
to
er
this
gerade
trophy is a little
gesagt,
bit surreal.
dieses Mal kann man nicht sagen, es
You
war
know,
das
growing up,
qualitative,
There's
langweilige
two
Gameplay,
iconic trophies that every young player dreams
wie
of winning.
jedes Jahr.
And for your club, it's this one. The pursuit of Champions League glory. But for your country, it's this trophy.
Der schwitzt schon. Hat auch schon, ist schon FIFA 18.
And with the tournament starting in just 5 days, we're excited for the world to compete for it in FIFA 18.
As you can imagine, all of us on the FIFA team can't wait for the start of the World Cup. And we want to celebrate with FIFA 18 players, which is why we've just updated the game with a free World Cup experience on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, PS, PC, and Nintendo Switch. But you can take Ronaldo and Portugal to their first World Cup victory.
Hat sie gerade Xbox One,
you can write your
hat
own
sie
story
PlayStation
with some
4,
great nations who didn't
Xbox
qualify
One,
this year.
PlayStation, PC
Or
und
you can
Switch
make a
gesagt.
crazy dream a reality for your home
Oder was
country,
ist
like
PS?
mine, Iceland. Who would have thought that a nation of only 350,000 people would ever qualify? And you can feel their excitement.
Interessant. Wäre ich mir
Das ist
sowieso nicht.
langweilig. Ne?
Ja, es ist halt. Mir interessiert halt nicht.
Man merkt ja nicht mal, dass in 5 Tagen oder so die WM startet.
And Lena isn't the only one who's excited.
Oh,
FIFA
habe ich
18
auch
players are
vergessen, dass
loving
die
the
WM
World
ja
Cup
jetzt
experience
bald
so
Ich
far.
hab's.
But we don't want to stop
Mir
there. We want to
ist,
invite
ich habe heute
everyone
im
to
Radio
come and join the
beim
celebration.
wir
So I'm pleased to announce
vorhin
that for a
fahren,
limited
hab's auch im
time,
Radio gehört.
FIFA 18 complete with the entire World Cup experience is available for a free trial on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One and on PC through Origin Access. Yeah, you can download and play the entire game right now for free. Yeah.
Ja, sie
Alter,
bieten das schon kostenlos
So
an,
to
weil
kick
das
off the
keiner
trial,
spielen
we've
will.
got some of the world's
Alter, wir holen
biggest
uns das jetzt und
creators
jetzt kommt
who are
ein
going to be
Stream
playing live
davon.
at the end of the show, representing their nations in a little mini World Cup tournament.
And this summer will bring so much more for FIFA fans. Plenty of FIFA 18 content centered around the World Cup, and we'll bring you all the details on FIFA 19. But in the meantime, let's all enjoy the World Cup. Thank you, and auf Ravistan!
Was war das denn jetzt?
It is the big day on the biggest stage at the World Cup.
Good morning. EA Sports, FIFA 19. You know, the FIFA community never rests. 20 million people from 60 countries playing in competitive leagues this year. Well, the FIFA team never rests either, bringing the Champions League and the World Cup and so much other greatness to FIFA this year. We can't wait for you to experience it all. We've got so much to do here today, but I want to welcome you to EA Play. It's our third EA Play and our second one in Hollywood, and we couldn't be more excited to have you with us to share all the games that we have to show you. We've got lots to do, but before we move on, I'd like to share just a couple of things. The greatest disruption to the consumption of entertainment media in the last 5 years is the combination of streaming plus subscription. As consumers, watching movies, watching TV, listening to music, reading books has never been easier. And we believe that disruption is going to have a profound impact on our industry in the next few years. And so over the last couple of weeks, you will have seen that we announced a new team from Israel has joined Electronic Arts to help our investment to extend our thinking and extend our pioneering into this cloud gaming world. For many people, that's going to mean extending the experiences they already play on our partner platforms. For others, it's going to mean new games and new modalities of play across a whole variety of platforms. But for everyone,
Nicht auf dem
it's going to
Handy
mean
spielen per
playing
Streaming,
games
Alter.
anywhere, anytime. So this week we've got a tech demo running.
Tja.
All of our games.
Na gut, solange du
streaming
noch
in
normal
HD
spielen
from the
kannst, ist ja
cloud
alles gut,
to
aber
all
alles andere ist
devices
scheiße.
that you'll be able to try out for yourselves. Now, it's not quite ready for full market prime time yet, but it is a promise of what we hope to bring you in the future. The second part of that, of course, is subscription. And we started subscription a number of years ago, and many millions of you have signed up and experienced the joy of being able to have full access to a great catalog of games. Today, we're announcing Origin Access Premiere. So 3 things you need to know about it. Origin Access Premiere will bring you all of our new PC games, starting with Madden NFL, back on the PC for the first time in over a decade. Then FIFA 19, Battlefield 5, and of course Anthem. And there'll be many more titles in the years to come. Second, you get access to the Vault, our library of over 100 games from EA and other publishers. And third, it will launch later this summer. So that's a little later in the year, but if you want to get started right now and experience the benefits and joys of subscription, come in and play a free trial of Origin Access, our base subscription, this weekend. Thank you and have a great show.
Wo die gerade bei den PC sind, sah das gerade so aus, als ob sie gerade irgendein Kino machen. Hat nur das Popcorn. Da war eben Plants vs. Zombies zu sehen. Ich hoffe, es sind. Ich will Sims 5 haben.
Also.
Was ist denn Origin Access Premiere? Ich weiß halt jetzt immer noch nicht den Unterschied zwischen.
Hey everybody! What's
Origin
up?
Access
So I'm here
Origin
sitting
Access.
inside the crowd at EA Play, and I just happened to find Mr. Vince Zampella here in the audience from Respawn. What's going on, Vince? How you feeling today?
I'm feeling great.
Actor.
I love this stuff. I love seeing new games.
I mean, someone's super excited about that meta on PC, right? Yeah! So, you guys may have seen that Vince was tweeting yesterday, and there has been a bunch of speculation. So, you want to just get right to it?
Sure. I mean, we're not ready to show all of our stuff yet. We're working on a bunch of stuff. It's amazing. The teams are kicking ass. But we wanted to bring a little tidbit. So we've been working with Lucas on getting the name and kind of the setting for what our Star Wars game is going to be, and we're going to talk about it right now.
Oh, you guys got any guesses? I bet you the internet is
Star Wars
wild
Games,
right
habe ich das richtig gehört?
Hope so.
Also
So the
Lukas,
Star Wars name is
könnte sein.
Jedi Fallen Order.
Woo! So Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order.
Yeah, so it kind of gives you some idea that you'll be playing a Jedi.
So does that mean I get to like hold a lightsaber?
Yes.
So Vince, you got anything else?
Well, it takes place during the dark times. Trying to be a little vague here, but when the Jedis are being hunted, so it's going to be spectacular.
So for all the hardcore nerds out there who want to know like where in the timeline, like between which episodes is it?
Between 3 and 4.
Okay, all right, between 3 and 4. That sounds like a nice time. You got any other tidbits? No?
It's not a nice.
It's a dark time.
It's a dark time.
Bad time. Does that mean it's gonna just be all dark and serious?
It's amazing.
All right, so I think people are now anxiously want to know, like, when can we play the game?
It will be holiday of next year, 2019, not this year.
Sorry to dash any hopes.
No.
But now that we know, we can set expectations. We're all going to be amped up, and hopefully we'll hear more from you maybe next year.
Oh yeah.
Well, Vince, it was great to see you. Thanks for stopping by the show today. We do have a little bit more news on Star Wars, so I'm going to toss it over to Dennis.
Okay.
Dennis
Hello there. My name is Dennis. I work at DICE in Stockholm on Star Wars Battlefront 2. I'm really happy and excited to be here today, so thank you so much for hanging out with me for a little bit. So we launched our game in November of last year, and clearly we didn't get it quite right. So instead of coming out of the gate sprinting like we really wanted to, we had to take a step back and make sure that we were delivering the game that our players really wanted. So we decided to completely overhaul our progression system and add a bunch of new character cosmetics for players to collect instead. So from there, we added a new hunt mode inspired by the original Battlefront games that I loved personally, starting with the Ewoks on Endor. And
Nice, mein Stream ist, also...
Thank you. It turned out to be by the new planet Kessel, a really dangerous place, and it features the return of one of our favorite modes, Extraction. Looking forward a little bit, this summer we will be introducing a new squad system to the game, which will allow you to team up much easier and play with your friends. We're also adding a new Starfighter mode focused around dogfighting with your hero ships. And looking ahead a little bit more, we will also be delivering a new large-scale multiplayer sandbox experience focused around capturing command posts and attacking and taking out capital ships. But that's not all. We know that you have been asking for new heroes, villains, and planets from a certain era that features a very iconic Star Wars conflict. So I'm excited to confirm that Battlefront 2 this year will be going deep into the Clone Wars.
Ja! Ja! Das wollte ich hören, Junge, das wollte ich hören.
Planet Geonosis, featuring multiple levels, including the largest level we have ever built for Battlefront.
Was? No Geonosis?
Let me introduce the most powerful droid, the leader of the most powerful droid army in the galaxy, General Grievous. And
jetzt komm doch nur raushauen, Obi-Wan, oder bin ich zufrieden?
Jedi Master Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Grievous.
Finally making his debut in Battlefront after all these years. So, but we're not done. That's not it. He will not come alone. Joining them is the Dark Lord and leader of the Separatist Alliance, Count Dooku.
Nice.
As well, someone to bring balance to the Force, Obi-Wan's unruly Padawan, Anakin Skywalker.
Okay,
the team at home
nice.
Is extremely excited to be building all of these cool things. EA and DICE are committed to Battlefront. We had a rough start, but I really think that this game has a bright future. Thank you very much for playing the game, providing us with your feedback, talking to us. Together, we will make this the greatest game that we can possibly build. There would be no Battlefront without you. So thank you, may the Force be with you, and enjoy the rest of E3. Thanks.
Yay, may the Force with you.
Okay, vielleicht kommt ja noch mehr Clone Wars statt nur Geonosis.
Das sieht mir jetzt aber nach was anderem aus.
Das ist kein Trailer für Star Wars.
Das ist richtig.
Unravel 2? Unravel 2.
Was ist... Was? Sagt mir jetzt nix?
Das ist Jani. Alter, gibt's ein Unravel 2? Nein, er ist losgerissen. Sag mir nicht, dass es ein... Das ist geil. Das sieht halt auch so schön aus.
Hi, it's really good to see you. In Unravel, we used yarn to symbolize love and the bonds between people. In our new game, we tear that bond up right at the start. You lose everything, including your spark. But when things are at their darkest, you find hope. And you form a new bond. And your spark is rekindled. And it leads you off on an adventure. So welcome to Unravel 2.
Alles klar.
Sag ich doch.
Das ist etwas seltsam.
It's a game about...
Okay, mein Stream läuft auf jeden Fall nicht flüssig. Der EA Stream. Der E3 Stream. Nee, nicht E3. Nee, EA einfach. geht gerade nicht weiter. 400p ist anscheinend zu gut. Zu viel. Mein Internet ist ausgelastet.
It's quite different from the first. It's both friendly.
Alter, hüpfen die jetzt die ganze Zeit oder was?
So please welcome Michael to the stage.
Das triggert mich.
So, producer at Coldwood.
Alles klar.
And we're going to try to show you a little bit of what I'm talking about how you can play the game in co-op with yourself, essentially.
So this wasn't prepared.
There we are. So when you're playing it by yourself, you can essentially pick up the other character and carry them along through fast-paced.
Es hat sich hinten drauf gesetzt und dann ist es verschmolzen.
And we actually tried to include a bit more of those because we figured that since it's a co-op game, we wanted to have more like thrill and danger and kind of wow moments, places that were like fun and exciting. And then when you get to the more puzzly areas like this, when you're problem solving, you can split apart into two and switch back and forth between the two characters, because that's how we've essentially designed all the problems and puzzles of the game, that you're always working together and helping each other out and utilizing this bond between you to overcome any obstacle that you come across. So I guess I'll jump in at this.
So I'm gonna be the red one.
Okay.
You'll be the blue one.
I'll be blue. A little celebratory flip there. And the bird is back. Oops. Okay. Playing it safely now.
Das haben die halt alle schon geübt. Da ist halt wirklich jeder Sprung ist da halt stundenlang geübt worden.
Okay, you go ahead.
Die haben auch geübt, wie lange das dauert und.
Okay, this is the scary part.
Ja klar. Für so eine Sendung muss man das ja auch machen.
Got it?
Das ist halt meistens ja nicht mal aufgenommen, sondern das ist wirklich live gespielt.
Ja, eben.
Aber halt geübt.
Deswegen muss das halt.
Buster. Oh, sweet, well done. Okay, I'll go up and distract the grass. You can.
I'll sneak up here.
Okay, your turn.
Yeah, look at me.
Here you are. Keep him over to the left. Now I'll go.
Okay.
There you go.
Alles klar.
Wird nicht einfach.
Now we can breathe again.
Yeah, finally.
Dieses Glühwürmchen, Alter.
Was für Glühwürmchen?
Das ist da vorher, oder das Licht, was vor dem her fliegt.
Level 2.
Voll witzig.
Yeah, I really hope you like it. And before I go, I just want to send some love to the team back home, because working on this game has been a completely amazing team effort in so many levels, and everybody has worked so hard. So there's a bunch of us from Coldwood here, and thank you to those, and thank you to everybody back home, and thank you. Love you.
Alles klar.
Der sieht voll cool aus.
Ja. Nicht schlecht.
Ja, Alter, auf so einem brennenden Holzstück. Und es sieht halt so schön aus. Guck dir das an.
Thank you, Martin, and the brilliant team at Coldwood. The game
Ich denke, dieses Spiel könnte ich auch
These
grafisch
guys have
spielen.
done an amazing job, and it's clear that they have a lot of passion, and I can't personally wait to play Unravel 2 with my kids. But what's even more amazing is that we will make Unravel 2 available to everyone today. Yep, you heard that right. You'll be able to take these two Yarnies on their next big adventure starting today. The game is finished, it's out. So thank you, Martin, and thank you to the team at Coldwood. Back in 2015, we started in this Unravel to seek out the most creative, independent developers and bring them into our EA Originals program. It's been our way of helping these creators bring their unique games to the world and to tell their stories. And last year, if you remember, Joseph Fares was up representing his team at Hazelight.
Jo, ich dachte jetzt, ja, kommt Ende dieses Jahres aus.
Remember that?
Jetzt.
And you might even remember him from the Game Awards as well. I think I did. Anyhow, in March, that game caught fire. It's innovative, it's fun, and it's something fresh and new, and you all loved it. We saw over 2 million players in the first 2 weeks. And A Way Out is such a huge success.
Warum hat es denn so schlechte Kritiken teilweise bekommen, wenn es alle lieben?
So stories like this drive our industry, and it's why we will continue to work with independent developers to help them realize their dreams. Which leads us to our next EA Originals title, from a little game studio in Berlin called Joe My Games. When I met this team and I saw the game, I was instantly drawn to how personal this story was. It's one that carries a very powerful and important message, and it's unlike anything we have ever done. So please welcome Connie Gepper to the stage and Joe My Games to tell you more about Sea of Solitude.
Thank you, Patrick. I still remember during the pitch how enthusiastic Patrick was, and that afterwards, like, our whole team, including me, were super excited. It actually feels a little bit the same right now. I'm pretty excited, maybe a little too excited. Thank you. We are Yomai, a small indie game studio from Berlin, and we are developing Sea of Solitude, or SOS as we call it. The whole journey from the very first concept to actually becoming a part of EA Originals is simply amazing. Let me tell you more about our game. When humans get too lonely, they turn into monsters. This is at the core of everything you will see, hear, and hopefully feel while playing SOS. What makes this underlying concept so important and so unique is that nearly every human being can at least somehow relate to or remember the feeling of being lonely. In my case, I started writing the story when I felt the loneliest in my life. I think as an artist, you process your emotional world by letting it out and putting it into your art. I'm still amazed how like the concept seems to just float out of me like right into the hand and onto the paper. I think this is also why so many people can instantly connect with the game, because it's not a made-up story, even though that it takes place in a fantastic setting. In SOS, we try to show how people experience different kinds of loneliness, but also how outsiders, friends and family see those who struggle.
So, wieder da. Was ist denn das für ein Spiel?
Achso, ich wusste gar nicht, dass du weg bist. Sea of Solitude.
Um was geht's da?
Wird doch SOS genannt. Und ansonsten,
Sea of Solitude is about a young woman named Kay.
Warum hat die so ein Autobahn-T-Shirt an, oder?
Keine Ahnung.
Hast du links auch so einen Riesenbalken?
Also diesen schwarzen meinst du jetzt?
Ja. Die steht nämlich ein bisschen weit links von der Bühne. Ach so, also
interessiert mich auf jeden Fall nicht so.
Ich würde halt gerne wissen, was das ist.
To embrace even your destructive part or your self-doubt in the same way you embrace
Also
your joy.
Unravel 2 war wahrscheinlich das erste Indie-Spiel und das ist das zweite.
Is all about. And that's what our game is all about. Thank you.
Is this real? This world that I live in is empty and cold. The loneliness cuts me and tortures my soul. I'm no child of destiny. And no
das ist creepy.
Das ist cringe, was ist das?
I'm too weak to run. A new day is here.
Ja.
Nothing is new.
Ja.
Ja, jetzt geht es in Richtung Jesus, oder was?
Das war Moses.
Oder sowas. Moses, ja genau.
Alter, jetzt war Moses, Alter, geht strikt, coming early 2009.
Alles klar.
So ein leichter Applaus.
Ja.
Oh.
Basketball.
NBA. Nee, da war Nike-Werbung. Schon wieder.
Ich denke mal, in den kommenden Tagen gibt es bestimmt ein paar Sachen, die mehr, bessere Sachen vorstellen.
Wie in den Kommentaren.
EA ist jetzt halt nicht unbedingt das, was jetzt mega viel bringt, was ich unbedingt spielen will.
Da könnte Ubisoft schon mehr für dich sein, oder nicht?
Ja, denke ich auch.
Also EA hat ein paar Sachen. Sims finde ich ganz interessant, aber dieses DLC-Marketing feiere ich halt nicht so. Dann noch Star Wars auf jeden Fall, Plants vs. Zombies, sowas wie Unravel ist halt cool.
Ja.
Ich weiß nicht, FIFA so lange gestreckt und Basketball so schnell abgefertigt. Dankeschön.
Tja.
Jetzt kommt Madden, Alter. Ja, sag ich mal.
It's a big night for young Kiv. He's been stuck at the quarterfinals.
And here he is now in his first championship game, looking to accomplish a goal.
3rd and 4, throws it low. T.Y. drops it.
That was a phenomenal read, and Trini's got the lead.
40-19.
I hate losing way more than I love winning.
Oh, we have an incredible matchup. It's a rematch. Touchdown, Kev. He throws it high, and young Kev is going to be your champion.
Hey, you again?
You want to get smacked again on TV?
Every face, no. Madden 18 champion.
He's finally done it.
Alles klar.
Okay, baby, how you doing?
I've been good. You still recovering from that butt
Verprügelt ihn recht.
Wow, already starting. Okay.
Der mit der
Hi,
blöden
everybody.
Plakette
I'm Juju
verprügelt
Smith-Schuster
ihn.
from the Pittsburgh Steelers. As you guys
Oder
see, King of Touchdown Celebrations.
den Blonden da, der dieses große Madden-Ding rechts da trägt.
Ja, tja.
As you guys know, this
Interessiert
young
mich
kid,
jetzt nicht so.
Madden 18.
Ja, das war jetzt so nicht mal, aber Alter, Mann, Football langweilig. Das ist gefühlt nur, du prügelst dich halt tot.
How has it been? You know, your success and your
Ist ja noch schlimmer als Fußball. Fußball macht ja theoretisch noch irgendwie Sinn.
I've always been a competitor. When I was in high school,
Weißt du, Basketball schnell abgefällt. Okay, Basketball ist ja auch nicht so interessant, aber
at first I was really bad. I was getting blown out online, but I kept at it. I put more and more time into it. Eventually I made my first tournament, but I had a big decision.
bildet er sich jetzt was drauf ein, dass er Madden-Champion ist? Dass er der beste Computerspielspieler ist von einem Footballspiel?
Tja.
Graduation or go to a tournament. So like, what did you do?
I chased that money. I still got my diploma, but I chased that money.
There you go. We're out here chasing money. That's awesome. Okay, now the past few years, how has it been for you? I know you had some ups and downs.
It's been tough. I've had a lot of devastating losses. I've been so close so many times. I made the final on TV and got blown out.
Interessiert jetzt hier mal überhaupt keinen gar nicht.
And that's how I got this belt.
Sehr gut. Ich hoffe, danach kommt noch was Interessantes. Also es waren ein paar coole Sachen dabei, muss man sagen.
Ja.
Battlefront, Unravel war auch nicht schlecht.
It's gonna be so fun. It's lit. I honestly wish I can stay right here and talk to you guys forever, but I'm not gonna board you guys. We're gonna go out. I'm gonna try.
Kann der seine Plakette mal an die Seite legen da?
So we're out. Have a good day.
Gut, dass er das. Ja, danke, dass du ihm die abnimmst. Danke, dass du ihm die abnimmst. Alter. Guck mal, er rennt durch. Gut, die rammen sich einfach nur um.
Ja. Gut reagiert. So.
Darfst du nicht berührt werden, oder was? Oh, Alter, richtig Knüppel. Auf der Frostbed enden.
Na los, jetzt mach das hier endlich weg.
See that it was really never about reaching the end of the road at all, but about all the moments that got you here. So, you were in their position.
Das
ist nicht unbedingt der harmloseste Sport.
Das erste Stadion sah grafisch eben richtig nice aus.
Ja.
Also das erste, nicht das zweite eben. Danke. Ist vorbei.
So, was kommt jetzt?
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Nathanius, professional shoutcaster, here alongside Redwood Studios General Manager Michael Martinez. How you doing today?
I'm super excited to be here.
Yeah, we're going to do this presentation a little bit differently and give you your first look at a brand new mobile game in a live, winner-take-all, head-to-head match. Michael, why don't you tell us the rules?
Sure thing. The objective is straightforward. Destroy the opponent's base to win. Unit control, super simple. Just tap the destination, unit automatically moves there. The most efficient way to destroy the opponent's base is with this giant nuclear missile in the center of the map. Control the missile by standing on a
Mobile
game,
Fragezeichen, Ausrufezeichen.
Whoever controls the missile when the bar fills up will fire the missile. Takes 2 missiles to destroy the enemy's base and win. That's it.
Sounds great, Michael. Well, enough talking about it. Let's get to this match.
Absolutely.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have an awesome matchup lined up for you here today. Fighting for the blue side of the room, if you could please give a cheer for one of the most formidable RTS players there is. Make some noise for In Control. Yes.
Alter, wer hat denn so Yes reingerufen, Alter?
Fighting for the red side of the room, a competitive mobile gaming phenomenon. Please join me in welcoming to the stage Nick at Night.
So.
Irgendwer hat bei Discord geschrieben.
Now, Mike, it's going to be a real clash of these gaming styles and the competitive backgrounds that these players
Oliver
have. It should be a great match.
It really is. I can't wait.
All right, are the players ready? Let's get this thing going.
Ready to go. I'm ready to go. Let's do it.
All right, let's kick this off. Nice little strategy game.
Ja,
Those of you out there. It's a good
vorgeschrieben.
genre. I'm very excited for this. The players are loading in, and we are ready to
the
kick
match. Here we go.
this off. As the players' bases have been deployed, and the action
Warum
begins like
Mobile Games
economy will
jetzt?
be the focus. We have a harvester to
Keine
start things off.
Ahnung.
Nothing too crazy.
Nothing too crazy.
Now the infantry is going to come out to hold that top point. Both players.
Na gut, es sieht jetzt nicht so schlecht aus, ne?
In a strategy game, that flank position.
Jo, Alter, die Einwände richtig
Also
weggenommen.
very important as Nick at Knight's forces have to circle around.
Alles
the
wird
center.
unser neues
He's able to
ERW.
create a 2-on-1. Is he able to get there? Looks like he's getting that.
Okay.
Here comes GDI with Rhino. It's gonna rip.
Jo, Alter, jetzt kommt er
Yeah,
mit
going for the
dem Panzer.
anti-infantry, and like any strategy game, the units that you're going to use when you deploy them will have a huge impact. Your micromanagement of your forces and protecting that economy as well.
Yep. Nick and Knight with some attack bikes in the top. There he is.
And In Control placing the turret on the top right side to help cover that Rhino as attack bikes move towards the northwest position. We can see that the missile is beginning to ready and firing that. That takes out half your base. The most important objective on the map is to hold those control zones.
Right. And In Control making a lot of progress
Alter,
on that
halte
far right
den
side of the map.
von.
He's done a great job of pulling that down with the turret, and now he's redeploying
will
the
das
infantry to
jetzt
the
irgendwie
south side, bringing out
spielen.
more infantry to deal with the attack bikes.
Oder?
The economy ramps up, of course, we're seeing bigger, more powerful units.
Ich weiß nicht,
We
ausprobieren
have there the
jedenfalls,
drill
ob das
pod coming
Spaß
in the left
macht.
side to help
There it is.
flank
Putting
those
some
flank
flamethrowers. Right, absolutely. Again.
So viel kann ich mir halt darunter noch nicht vorstellen, aber
Control brings out his
wenn man es
first
vielleicht
tank.
mal
That's
selbst
going to be used
gespielt
to try to
hat.
help push back these smaller forces as he makes his way to
Aber
the
was hat
south
das
side.
Spiel
That
hier
missile
zu
passing halfway now.
Oh,
Both
there it is.
two zones
Okay.
in control of Nick Knight. He will have the missile
Tja,
as we see it starts to
keine
point
Ahnung.
towards In Control's base.
Let's see if In Control can get around to that top corner, able to halt that missile. He does contest the missile, putting it into the yellow position.
Yeah, very important, of course, blocking the pathing of those units is another big factor for this strategy. Holding those locations is so crucial as In Control begins to secure the northwest spot. Another tank's going to come out from Nick at Night to take it out, but now he's bringing out the Pitbull as well to help lock down that north position.
This missile is very, very close to firing. Let's see what's going to happen.
With another turret, In Control flanks, he takes the top, that missile
And that
fires off.
Wow.
Der Rote kriegt richtig aufs Maul.
One shot away from being knocked out here as the next one will start to ready up in just a moment's time. In Control's very heavy artillery force has been doing a great job at taking control of the map.
Yep.
Alles klar, jetzt zählt er
As
das.
more of Nick and Knight's forces move up towards that north
Alter, der
position,
kriegt
those
gleich
harvesters,
aufs
of course,
Maul.
very crucial, very important to protect those. As your economy allows you to get these big late game units, the units are going to come out a bit more slowly as you get more of them on the field.
rusht halt
But
richtig
In
durch.
Control is just spreading his forces out, trying to hold this advantage that he's had so far.
Nick at Night is trying to get in there, but there's a great turret placement from In Control, blocking and just ripping through again those infantry.
Pre-Alpha.
We see In Control now moving his tank towards
Another drill pod we're seeing with some flame tanks.
Yeah, bring in the flank. Of course, those flame guys do amazing damage to the infantry, help to clean that out. Meanwhile, two more tanks
Die
coming
linke
out
Basis
from
sieht da
Nick at Night to try to
insgesamt
secure those
besser
positions.
aus.
He brings up the laser infantry on the south side as well to deal with that
Und
tank.
links, die haben irgendwie auch die
Trying
cooleren
to scout out and see
Sachen.
what your opponent is doing and make the proper response is so important in strategy.
Absolutely. Nick at Night cruising around, thinking about harassing those harvesters, coming around the far side for those rhinos. Looks like he's really pressing it.
And when you see that missile is starting to get close to firing with
Ja, jetzt haben wir genug gesehen. Jetzt will ich was.
looking to
Wow.
send things back the other way. In Control
Ja,
trying to
die
rally
Match
his
wird-
forces around.
das
Doesn't want
Match
to
wird
engage
jetzt
with
wohl
just
zu Ende
one or two
gezeigt.
units. He wants to move all of them together, create a good flank position, and take over that south.
And we're seeing the first mech units from In Control. This is the Wolverine. Gonna rip that missile. Watch out for this missile.
And Nick and
There
Knight's
it
gonna
goes.
fire that one off and settle for next
Alles
missile
klar.
is gonna end it.
Next missile wins. Let's see what happens.
We'll have control of Wolverines, as you pointed out, for In Control coming out to try and deal with these forces. But Nick at Knight's done a great job of getting map presence and now also harassing the economy of
There
In
he is.
Control.
Yep. Wow. Okay, we've got our first mammoth tank on the board. If In Control can get this in position, he's going
Ja,
to
nimm ein noch langsameres Schiff, Fahrzeug, um ein Zeug zu retten.
Wow.
Deal with those.
A lot going on here.
It's got a lot of range, that big boy. And
Was
In
er
Control just
you,
needs
ne?
to hold
This missile is
Yo.
nearly going to
This
fire.
is-
It can be
That's
stolen
80%.
at any point.
Where is it going to go? Is he going to be able to get it off?
Got it, Max.
There it is.
Gonna take it.
Alles
Defeating
klar.
Nick at
That
Night
was
here,
legit.
2-1.
That was epic. Amazing. What a match.
Thank you so much. That was awesome. Any thoughts, guys?
Alles klar.
I just came to make mammoth tanks, so I've done my
So
job.
wird das halt nie aussehen, dass sich die Gegner den Hand die Hand geben.
Perfect. Let's hear it for Nathanius.
Erstens, wenn du online spielst, geht's nicht. Und zweitens, wenn du mit einem Kumpel zusammenspielst, danach ist Streit
was the worldwide reveal of Command and Conquer.
Bei Freunden nicht unbedingt, aber bei Gegnern, die sich nicht kennen und dann richtig abbrechen.
Reimagines the real-time strategy experience
Naja,
on
nicht,
mobile.
egal.
We're giving players
and
complete,
Conquer
continuous
Rivals.
control of their armies.
Ja, das ist
in quick,
auch
competitive head-to-head matches that are
so
fueled
das
by
Interessanteste.
skill and strategy. Now, Rivals will be coming to iOS and Android devices, but I'm excited to announce that Android players can play the pre-alpha today. So head to the Google Play Store, search Command & Conquer Rivals. The studio has been having an absolute blast playing this game, and we can't wait for you to play. Please let us know what you think. Thank you.
Ja, es ist schon da, Alter. Oh, es ist aber noch bei vorregistriert. Wahrscheinlich in 1-2 Stunden. Wenn das der Trailer zum Spiel ist. Das ist halt nicht mal ähnlich davon.
Alles klar.
Das ist bei Handyspielen immer so. Sie hypen das sieht so richtig geil aus und dann. Yeah. Weißt du, wenn du so vom Trailer und dann das so.
Alles klar. Also der Trailer sieht richtig gut aus, aber ja.
Now, before we close the show with a spectacular epic anthem, I wanted to share a few final things. I am blessed to be able to work with some of the most creative people on the planet who come to work every day to create amazing entertainment. And what I can say about all of those teams and what I can say about us is that we are always trying to learn and listen and strive to be better. And so as you look at the 10 experiences that you're going to see today and as you play games this week, there's some things we hope come through. First, that at the very core is choice. Is that you as players get to choose how you play, what you play, when you play, and what devices you play on. That in making those choices, you feel you are treated fairly. That no one is given an unfair advantage or disadvantage for how they choose to play. That for every moment that you invest, we know that you put so much of your life into the games we make, and that for every moment that you invest, you feel like you are rewarded and you are given value for that investment. And most importantly, that the games are fun, that we move past the grind, and that these are experiences that truly enhance your lives. And so, as we think through all the things that we're trying to do, know that we want to be better, and that we want to make great games. And that as much as we love making games, and as much as you love playing them, there's something that is even greater that we can do together. The power of this community when we come together to do amazing things is profound. Last weekend was the 3rd year of our Play to Give program, where we show the world how the power of play can be a positive...
Schwarzbild?
Nee, bei mir nicht.
Ja, mein Internet ist ausgelastet.
Millions of you out there, participation and equality are not something we strive for, they are the standards.
Die spenden $1
and where
Million.
bullying and exclusion are not an everyday threat. These 3 organizations, the United Nations He for She, PACE's National Bullying Prevention Center, and Ditch the Label, an anti-bullying organization, all are doing great work, and we're proud to support them through Play to Give. And thank you for your support.
Das ist doch mal eine schöne Sache.
Thousands of us at EA and millions of you together doing immeasurable good because we love games. Thanks for being with us, and thanks for the incredible privilege of making games for all of you. Now, without further ado, let's take a look at Anthem.
The gods vanished and left our world in
Plants Zombies fehlt noch danach.
creating, altering,
Oh.
destroying. The anthem is all that remains.
There's a storm coming. These walls can't protect us forever.
Something is out there. It wants to destroy us all.
Alles klar.
How cool was that trailer? You guys have seen it a couple times, and it's still cool every time I see it. So I know all of you, like me, have had tons of questions.
Das Spiel
about
entscheidet,
Anthem
ob BioWare
this past year
geschlossen wird
because
oder
we're all
nicht.
BioWare fans.
Okay.
So we're gonna do something a little bit
Star
different
Wars
for the
The
rest
Old
of the show.
Republic wurde
and
ja
we're gonna take a
bei
deep
BioWare
dive
gemacht.
into Anthem.
Und das Spiel
So I'm gonna
entscheidet,
bring
wenn
up
das
some
nicht
members of the
erfolgreich
BioWare
wird,
team
wird
to chat with
BioWare
us.
geschlossen.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to Casey Hudson, Mark Dara, and Kathleen Rutzart. All right, thanks guys. Thanks for coming out today. Just got a little game to show, right? Yep.
Lots
It's gonna be very exciting. So Casey, we're gonna go ahead and just jump right in and get started with you. So now we know that you all started, or Casey, you started your career at BioWare way back in the day, but you took a couple years off. But before you came back, you actually worked on Anthem before you left.
Yeah, that's right. So, you know, first of all, it's amazing to be back. It's awesome to be making games for BioWare fans. You know, we have the best fans. So it's been super satisfying to come back to it. And, you know, I just want to be able to continue the legacy of the studio. And that's kind of where it started with Anthem, is just thinking about, you know, what is the evolution of a BioWare game? And we wanted to create a brand new world for people to discover, you know, a whole new world of story and character. But we also wanted to do something that was, you know, more of a dynamic and living world, a game that would change every time you came back and played it. We also wanted to do something where, you know, if you wanted to invite your friends into it, then you could do that as well. So that was really the initial vision of the game, not an MMO, not a multiplayer game with stories sort of bolted on this side, but something new and different, and I think the team has really captured that vision over the years.
Your fans really love the stories from BioWare, but I think we're kind of curious how you're planning to make story work in this shared world.
So a great story for BioWare is really about characters that you can have a connection with, choices you get to make, and feeling like the story is about you. In a lot of multiplayer games, those things get diluted because you're mixing multiplayer and storytelling into the same areas. Now you can build a solution to that, but you have to really build it into the core of the game. And that's what we've tried to do with Anthem. It's what we call our world, my story. So when you're out in the open world, the world is really dangerous and you're focused on your mission. And this is where other players get to play with you. The thing that's really interesting about this that's unique for Anthem is that this is a living shared world. So whether there's weather or it's nighttime, what we're experience together. Everyone that's playing Anthem at a moment is seeing the same thing. And this is what we mean when we talk about our world. It's a shared world that we all experience together. But then when I finish my mission, I come back to a base like Fort Tarsus. And this is a single player experience. I turn in my rewards, I talk to some characters, I experience the choices of my action. And this is where your story really lives and breathes. And by doing it this way, we're able to combine that impact and agency of a single player story with the fun of teaming up with your friends to play co-op in combat.
And we're also designing it so that we can add story for years to come. So one of the first things that we hear when, from our community is they want to continue to play in our worlds. When they've finished Mass Effect or Dragon Age, players want more story. And so we've designed Anthem in a way that we can actually add more story for years to come. And it could be anything. A new moment with a character that you've grown to love, or an event in the world that deepens the lore, or an entirely new storyline and plot.
Well, I'm certainly not going to complain about more story. I don't think anybody out there is going to either. So Kathleen, I wanted to ask you, from a writing perspective, since you are the lead writer, can you speak to what it's like to create a new world like Anthem from the beginning?
Well, what's really exciting for us, and not just the writers, but all of the devs, the designers, the artists, is that we're creating something new and mysterious for players to discover. So at the heart of the premise of Anthem is a world left unfinished by the gods. But the gods left behind their massive tools, and those tools are in constant conflict with this unknowable force called the Anthem of Creation. And the chaos of those things pushing against each other means that the world is constantly being reshaped in new and unpredictable ways.
Yeah, violent storms, mutated creatures, gigantic monsters. It's a dangerous environment that you need to wear a suit of powered armor, a javelin, to be safe in.
Now, something I think a lot of players out there maybe don't stop to think about is just how much work goes into creating a new intellectual property, or IP, as we've been saying. Now, we've seen all these different creatures, and Mark, you mentioned the storms. What's the process of creating a game like from scratch?
Yeah, it's something we've done a few times at BioWare. And really the hardest part is getting started, just kind of getting off the blank page. So what we tried to do is we think about the new experiences that we're trying to unlock for players. So like, what is the fantasy fulfillment? What are the new things you actually get to go and do that are different from what you've played before? So that's where we start. And then once we think about those things, that's the power of creating new IP, especially for games, is that you actually get to build a whole fictional universe that's meant to bring out a certain experience. And then once we do that, then we still need to build all the rest of the stuff, and what unlocks us creatively is to think about like principles around art style, tone, and even the technology and the politics of our new world. And then from there, we can actually go and build out every last detail.
Yeah, and one of the unique challenges for Anthem is that it's a world, an experience that's meant to feel alive, like it's happening right now. And so the world is always changing, whether the storms, seasons, and it's a really great concept to write for, because what it means is it gives us the opportunity to drop into the world, almost in real time, a dramatic event that changes the world for everyone. And that could be anything from gameplay to lore.
I mean, all of the moving parts in the dynamic world sound really cool, the way that they sound like they're going to come together. But even though there's obviously a lot going on, it really all comes back to your character. So let's talk about who we're going to be playing as and why we're fighting these crazy beasts.
So you are a freelancer, uniquely skilled to pilot these javelin exo suits. And you need those suits to survive and fight in this world, because the world will kill you. But on top of that, our ancient rivals, the Dominion, have they've discovered a way, they think, to weaponize the Anthem of Creation. And so we need to stop them and protect the free people of Tarsus.
Now, I've heard you call this power armor a couple different things. Is it a suit? Is it a javelin? Like, what's the canon term here?
We call them javelins, and there are 4, and they each have unique abilities. There's the Ranger, and then there's the Colossus, the Interceptor, and finally, the Storm.
Yeah, so each javelin gives you a different way to play the game. But the thing to remember is, like Kathleen said, you're not your suit. You are a freelancer, a pilot, which means you can decide which suit you want to use based on your mood, based on the mission you want to engage in, or the javelins that your friends are using. So really what this allows us to do is we've built the suits to look like they're built from the materials of the world. So they each have their own unique abilities. So let's take a look at the Ranger now. The Ranger is a more generalized suit, able to do a lot of different things.
Ich habe schon ein Gefühl, das geht in Richtung Destiny.
Combat, one-on-one for the most part. The Colossus is heavier, more specialized, but able to really pack in big weapons that let them devastate.
Also du meinst jetzt, dass es in Richtung Destiny geht oder Spiel insgesamt?
Beides.
I'm just gonna say the Storm looks like it's gonna be
Also
my favorite. I'm
es
sure
sieht
you
halt
guys
so ein
are
bisschen
picking your
ähnlich
faves
aus,
right now
finde ich.
too.
An
So
sich
the
sieht das
javelins
Spiel
are
schon
awesome, but we're
interessant
gonna take a couple
aus.
questions right now. So Casey tweeted, some of you may have seen, asking for people out there to send us your questions. And the first one is going to be from @It'sSweetNicole, who asks, as a player who is all about making their character their own, what kind of customization options will be available in Anthem?
Yeah, so we really want players to express themselves, both through customizing the way their javelin plays, through gear and weapons, but also being able to personalize the way that it looks, both through paint jobs as well as changing the actual geometry of the suit itself. We want teams to be able to do this as well, and because you're going to be using a javelin for a long period of time, we really want you to be able to make it your own.
I'm glad you brought that up, because actually, Jay Legato has a question connected to customization. Monetization. How, when, loot box, cosmetics?
Yeah, so we are going to have some cosmetics and vanity items that you'll be able to purchase, but you're always going to know what you're going to buy before you spend any money on it. So no loot boxes, no ability to pay for power. So that means no ability to spend money on gameplay advantage at all within Anthem. But even more important than that, we want to make sure that Anthem is an immersive experience that feels like it's complete from the get-go. So that means a main story, a big open world, and an ongoing service that provides new content for a long period of time. New story, new experiences for everyone.
Well, I'm glad to hear that I can make my javelin pink. That's really all I wanted to know, I'm going to be honest. All right, Casey, we talked earlier about this being a co-op experience. So can you tell me a little bit about how the team gameplay in Anthem is going to work?
Yeah, it really is about, you know, the fun of teaming up as a team of superheroes and working together. So you want to get a few people together of different classes. So, you know, I think here we're going to see the Colossus, you know, just hammering people on the ground in gameplay. If we can have a look at that. So heavy artillery, being really strong, you know, in melee combat. And then here you've got the Ranger shooting down from above.
Irgendwie gefällt mir das schon.
You know, combos and special abilities and stuff like
Es
that.
könnte so ein Spiel sein, was man schön samstagsabends spielt und ein bisschen farmt und so.
So it's interesting because the Slate Tones wants to know, how will you balance multiplayer with single-player storytelling?
So Anthem's really built around trying to combine the impact of having your own personal story with the fun of playing with other players. But we really want to make sure that that playing with other people feels like a choice. So for people that want to just experience the story, you're going to be able to do that. Now going out into an open world like this by yourself is going to be a little bit more challenging than if the team of 4 people. And we've really tried to balance the co-op experience to be fun even for people that don't normally engage in this kind of thing. So I really hope that everyone at least gives co-op a try.
Okay, that's good to know. If you want to roll solo, you can, but it's just going to be a little bit more difficult. Well, I know you all are on the edges of your seats. How about we show a little gameplay? Yeah? You guys want that? All right, so Kathleen, I think you're going to set this up for us?
I will. So, you and your friends have decided to play a mission called Scars and Villainy. The Scars have put together an acid-based super weapon, so you got to take them out. So you start in the Strider, which is like a giant walker, and it's your forward base of operations. You have a conversation with your crew, Halleck,
wie
Faye,
sie
and
so
Owen,
gerade
and
die
you'll hear Owen. He's
Story
gonna
von
talk
so
us
einer
through the
Mission
mission
oder so
as we
erklären will
experience it
und
here.
gefühlt so richtig genervt ist.
And yeah, then you just get into your javelin suit and you head out with
So,
your
oder?
friends.
Das ist gar nicht wichtig. Also.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Mark, Casey, Kathleen, for talking to me about Anthem today. We're going to go ahead and roll the gameplay now. Enjoy, everybody.
Vor allem gezwungenes Lächeln hier zum Schluss noch.
An dem Spiel hängt halt jetzt die Karriere von vielen ab.
Ja.
Freelancer, time to get to work.
Jo.
Faye said these bastards made some
Weil
kind of
er
ass
hat gesagt,
using it
wird
as
das
weapon.
kein Erfolg schließen bei
I know
Wow.
they're making this garbage and shut it all down.
Das sieht so ähnlich wie ein AT aus. Wieso?
Owen, what's the plan here?
Picking up loads of scars nearby. Take a look around the area, but be careful.
Es sieht halt schon schön aus. Jo, Alter, er haut richtig rein. Er rasiert richtig gut, Alter, er haut.
Checking out the scar cam some more.
Ja, er sprengt alles weg.
Better move quickly.
Alter, das sieht episch aus. Warum sieht er so schön aus?
Tja.
Das Wasser. Guck dir das Wasser an. Dass man einfach so unter Wasser kann, ist auch nice. Und die Unterwasserwelt sieht so schön aus. Ja, er kann einfach mit einem Schild durch Minen rennen.
Ja.
There's a shaker relic.
Bisschen
Wait, something's off.
overpowered.
Get a closer
Alter,
look,
und
would
er
you?
fliegt einfach mal.
See those radiant pieces of energy? They're echoes from the Anthem of Creation.
Bam.
Loads of scars nearby. Be careful.
Und rein. Und weg.
Alles klar.
Erstmal Feuer. Also man sieht, das sind verschiedene Klassen an. Der eine ist so vom Luft aus schnelle Attacken und der andere ist einfach rein.
Ja.
Einfach rein. Richtig geil gemacht, Alter, oder?
Ja.
Guck mal, er fliegt so rein, haut das Geschütz weg und er...
Okay, was war
It's
das
got
jetzt?
silence. Disaster averted. Do you think we get a bonus for... Wait, something's happening.
Es könnte wie so ein Schuss vom Todesstern sein, ne?
What the hell was that?
I think that was whatever laid all the eggs around here. The sound came from below your position. On the plus side, this definitely counts toward hazard pay. There's a trail of this acid gunk leading down. Follow it, and we should find the source.
Ich finde es gut, dass die keine Begrenzung für Jetpack haben, glaube ich, oder? Alter, der Umhang, der hat einen Umhang. Der Umhang ist richtig nice. Alter, ich würde den mit dem Umhang spielen.
Aha.
Ich will nicht wissen, was da runter kommt.
Alles klar.
Erstmal dicke Knarre rausholen.
Ja.
Das war geil. Und dicke Knarre.
I'm so hyped, you guys.
Yep, and that was actually just a short version of the full demo that we brought here to LA. So if you want to come by the Anthem Theater here at EA Play, you can check out the game live.
So I'm sure the question on everyone's minds, when do we get to play?
So Anthem comes out February 22nd, 2019 on Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and PC.
So mark your calendars, everybody. Fire off your tweets. Thank you so much again to Casey and the entire BioWare team. I know you guys have that awesome theater outside, so I will see you guys there.
All right.
Give it up for Casey Hudson, everybody. I also want to give a big thank you to all of the developers who showcased their games today and everybody working hard at their studios back home around the world. Let's give them all a round of applause. Now, some of what you saw today, you guys have to wait to play. But you guys, EA has so much available right now. Now, for those of you keeping score, you can get your free trial of FIFA 18's World Cup today. And Andrew told us about the free trial of Origin Access. Yarny is back with a buddy in Unravel 2, which is also available today. Plus, you can take on your friends in Command & Conquer Rivals starting today as well. Now, that's a lot of available stuff that's out today. Is anybody ready to go home and download anything? No? You're like, I just want to go outside into the fan fest. I get it, I get it. So, I want to let you guys know to keep your streams going because in just a few moments, the FIFA 18 World Cup live tournament is going to begin. I'm going to head outside and check out the games, but I want to thank everybody for coming down to EA Play today and watching the press conference, and have a great weekend.
Okay.
Ey, kaum noch eine Überraschung. Komm schon am Ende dann noch. Ins Dunkel wird.
Also diesen FIFA-Livestream will ich auf jeden Fall nicht mehr sehen.
Ne, da wird ja auch nichts mehr kommen.
Ja.
Ich hoffe, hier kommt noch was am Ende.
Hi guys, my name is True Boy. Welcome back to the stream. Now, I know the FIFA 19 was exciting. We saw that trailer. Champions League is coming.
Alles klar.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Wie fandest du jetzt die Konferenz?
Ja, EA ist jetzt nicht so das, was jetzt so mega viel hat, was ich jetzt mir unbedingt holen müsste. Vor allem die Sportsachen interessieren mich halt überhaupt nicht. Und die Shooter eigentlich auch nicht. Und was anderes wurde im Prinzip fast gar nicht vorgestellt. Gut, Battlefront 2, Star Wars Battlefront 2 sieht cool aus. Aber ich werde es mir erstmal noch nicht holen, weil ich kann es auch sowieso aktuell überhaupt nicht spielen, weil mein Computer es gar nicht hergibt.
Also ich muss jetzt sagen, ich habe jetzt gestoppt, ich will das jetzt nicht weiter sehen. Battlefront 2, die Castle Map zu sehen, richtig nice. Ja. Das mit dem Clown war geil. Unravel 2, cool. Dieses Command & Conquer, nette Dreingabe, würde ich sagen. Und Anthem sieht jetzt richtig interessant aus mit dem ersten Gameplay und so. Also werde ich weiterhin verfolgen.
Ja, muss man halt mal schauen.
Aber ich muss trotzdem sagen, groß und ganz. Wo ist mein Garden Warfare 3?
Keine Ahnung. Aber morgen ist ja wieder so eine Pressekonferenz, richtig?
Ja, Microsoft.
Vielleicht bringen die ja noch irgendwas Cooles.
Ja, hoffentlich.
Gut.
Und Ubisoft kommt noch und am gehyptesten bin ich noch auf Nintendo.
Okay.
Na doch, Ubisoft könnte richtig Skull and Bones, das könnte richtig nice werden.
Und The Last of Us 2 müsste da bestimmt auch nochmal vorgestellt werden.
Es kommt dann bei Sony.
Ja.
Wollen wir noch zu den anderen großen PKs dann so ein Reaction-Video machen?
Ja, kann man mal machen.
Also auf jeden Fall, was ich dann noch machen würde, wäre Xbox morgen, Ubisoft und Nintendo. Das sind die ich auf jeden Fall noch. Und wenn, holt man es halt nach, weil, ja, manche Pressekonferenzen sind halt zu unmöglichen Zeiten.
Okay. Wann denn?
Die Microsoft-Konferenz müssen wir wahrscheinlich nachholen, die ist morgen um 22 Uhr.
Morgen 22 Uhr? Geht doch noch.
Ja, aber dann mache ich dann nicht mit. Ich mache die danach. Ich weiß nicht, ob du am Montag noch mitmachen willst.
Solange es abends ist, weil tagsüber muss ich in der Uni sein.
Ja, dann abends auch so, ne, 20 Uhr.
Ja.
Dann die Ubisoft-Konferenz werde ich am Dienstag machen. Und die Nintendo-Konferenz kann man halt wieder live gucken, weil die um 18 Uhr ist.
Okay.
Und Sony ist irgendwann Sonntagnacht. 3 Uhr nachts oder sowas.
Sony? Okay, das,
Ja.
das was für mich womöglich mit am interessantesten ist, kommt zu einer Zeit, die, ja, unwirklich ist.
Ja.
Wow.
Also ich würde dann einfach mal sagen, das war's mit dieser kleinen Reaktion, oder wir haben es halt zusammen angeguckt, und Battlefront cool, Unravel auch cool, Command & Conquer Rivals sieht interessant aus, ein Handy-Game, und Anthem sieht halt, ja, verfolge ich auf jeden Fall.
Ja. Muss man auf jeden Fall noch schauen. Ja.
Ah doch, noch was, das neue Star Wars Spiel. Das habe ich komplett vergessen, weil da nichts gezeigt wurde. Haben wir ja kurz drüber geredet. Über, wie hieß es? Jedi Fallen Order, ne?
Ja.
Ja, genau. Jedi Fallen Order.
Das könnte auch noch richtig cool werden.
Ja.
Aber das wird ja nächstes Jahr wahrscheinlich nochmal vorgestellt werden.
Ja, nächstes Jahr Weihnachten morgen. Also, war doch, dadurch war jetzt die Pressekonferenz doch relativ interessant. Also, Battlefront 2 News, neues Star Wars Spiel News, Unravel 2. Ja, doch. Wäre jetzt noch vielleicht Sims 5, was auch bald hätte kommen müssen, oder nächstes Jahr dann. Ja. Aber Garden Warfare 3 hätte so gepasst. Noch so zum Abschluss, das wäre so nice geworden. Aber ja.
Ja. Ja, gut.
Würde ich mal sagen, ich hoffe, es hat euch gefallen, und ja. Bis zum nächsten Mal. Tschüss.
Ciao. Ja, und ich denke mal, damit werde ich jetzt auch meinen Stream beenden. Ja. Ich glaube, ich höre dann heute auch tatsächlich komplett jetzt auf mit Stream. Ja. Heute also mal nicht bis Mitternacht. Ja, gut. Dann vielleicht morgen wieder. Schauen wir mal.
Ja, dann bin ich ja nicht dann da. Dann bist du ab irgendeiner Uhrzeit dann alleine.
Ja. Nun ja, dann wünsche ich euch jetzt noch einen wunderschönen Abend. Oder auch Tag, je nachdem wann ihr das schaut. Der Livestream bleibt auf jeden Fall online, und ja. Ich wünsche euch jetzt noch einen wunderschönen guten Abend, Tag, wie auch immer, und auf Wiedersehen. Und möge die Macht mit euch sein.
Tschüss.
Ciao.